9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
Dime, esto es lo que tú querías. Yo soy fino, esto es trap de galería. Tú eres un charro, Rocky de aquí, una porquería. Yo un campeón, Rocky Marciano, Rocky Balboa, Rocky Balbía. Tengo la ruta, tengo la vía, sí, tengo la vía. Los gastos de noche facturo todo el día. Tanta plata que me gusta que me chapen. Por eso le meto a tetas al pía. Ustedes no saben lo que es estar en alta mar cuando siento pero que los zapatos de mi equipo en el cielo. Lo que tira el 500,000 en horas. Por eso tu opinión me importa cero. Por eso tú estás 101 en el top 100 y yo estoy primero. Ya no son raperos, ahora son pocateros. Más que tú estás cobrando mi barbero. Y estoy viajando en el mundo entero. Ay. Bebiendo mucha champaña, nunca estamos secos. Primero llegó Verstappen, después llegó Checo. Si Pablo me viera dirá que soy un berraco. Usted hablando mierdillo, los míos por Monaco. Bebiendo mucha champaña, nunca estamos secos. Están hablando solo, están hablando con el eco. El signo del dinero, ese es mi nuevo zodiaco. Prende un puro, la familia está en Monaco.
J'avais 20 ans, je caressais le temps et jouais de la vie comme on joue de l'amour et je vivais la nuit sans compter sur mes jours qui fuyaient dans le temps.
Créeme, los carros de F1 son más rápidos en persona. Sofía Vergara es linda, pero es más linda en persona. Lo que tú hagas a mí no me impresiona. Es como meter un gol después de Messi y Maradona. A ti no te conocen ni en tu barrio. Ayer estaba con LeBron, también con DiCaprio. Me preguntaron que cómo me fue en los estadios. Hablamos de la familia y temas de millonarios. Digo, multimillonario. Digo, de billonario. Hace rato sin cojones que me tiene la radio. Hace rato me quité del trap, yo se lo dejé el audio. Uy, querido diario, y me depositaron a los Grammy, nominaron. Otra vez me criticaron y ninguna me importaron. Ya sigo tranquila en la mía. Don Vito, Don Vena de los Beatles. John Lennon a mis nietos cuando muera les va a dejar sin terreno. A todas mis doñas los pompis en el sol. Y a mi haters un F40 sin los frenos. ¿Pa' qué? Pa' que se estrellen, pa' que se maten. Rojo, blanco, negro, mate. ¿Cuál tú quieres? ¿Pa' qué? Pa' que se estrellen, pa' que se maten. Que pa' descansen, yo sigo en el yate. Ey, bebiendo mucha champaña, nunca estamos secos. Primero llegó Verstappen, después llegó Checo. Si Pablo me viera dirá que soy un berraco. Usted hablando mierdillo, los míos por Monaco. Bebiendo mucha champaña, nunca estamos secos. Están hablando solo, están hablando con el eco. El signo del dinero, ese es mi nuevo zodiaco. Prende un fili, la familia está en Monaco.
J'avais 20 ans, je caressais le temps et jouais de la vie comme on joue de l'amour et je vivais la nuit sans compter sur mes jours qui fuyaient dans le temps.
What is up? What is up? What is up, SFL Nation? Welcome back to SFL Nights with AJ Striker. Thank you so much for joining me today or tonight or whenever you decided to hit that play button or turn on that radio dial. I really appreciate it, y'all. I am happy to bring up and to be a part of the Mexico City's championship podcast. I typically do this for every team. Hopefully one day I'll do it for my own. But I do because, kind of community ambassador, I like to celebrate everyone's victory because even though, there's two sides to every coin, someone had to lose, and you feel for them, but you also have to celebrate what happened. I mean, Mexico City finally did it. The last time they won a championship was in season 9. So it's good to see another franchise winning something. And that's not a knock to anybody, all of the champions the couple champions that we've had over the past few seasons. But again, if it wasn't us, glad it was the Mexico City Aztecs. So before I bring everybody up, now Cam alluded to on the championship podcast that we probably wouldn't hear this again. But even though he needed a little help, I couldn't do it, but I'm gonna allow him to do it. Hold on one second. Make sure I play this loud for you guys to hear. And I'm hoping that you can.
You only probably ever hear me do this once because I failed it in college. La Ciudad de Mexico ha ganado el campeonato. Mexico City has won the championship. They did it for you, Matt Wilson. Number 12, 12 forever. 34, 24. The Aztecs are your season 23 champions.
And for those that did not get a chance to know Matt Wilson, here's a picture of him and his best friend, Mr. Mike Daggs, of who you will see this evening. I've pulled this from our website. I think this was the very first SFL convention that we had. Got a chance to meet him, got a chance to talk to him. So when Cam said that, I actually got emotional because I talked to him too. I've met Matt, talked to Matt, and it was Golden Ducks and everything. So it's just the memories, and just to have everything kind of come full circle for this team. Even though I'm not a part of it, on the field, I still felt the love and I still felt the admiration, and I'm happy for you guys. So let's go ahead and bring everybody up, starting with quarterback Jordan Sipe. Slinging it. Oh, man, you had a great season. What's going on?
Hi, Ashley. How's it going?
Good, man. Congratulations. So glad to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah, very, very glad to be
Next
here.
up.
I'm glad to be on this end of things. That's awesome.
Yeah. I know that's right. And I know you feel awesome right now with that ring. Where's the ring?
But not with me right now.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. As soon as I want to see a picture of it when you get it. Next up, I'm bringing up Mr. KL Barrett. How are you? Joining us from Argentina. What's going on, man?
Good.
Doing good. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Next up,
I'm very happy to be here.
Hall of Fame strong safety. Oh, we're on a delay. It looks like we're on a delay. All good. We'll get it together. Next up, Mr. Max Jackson, strong safety, Hall of Famer, strong safety. How are you doing, sir? Oh,
I muted myself right at the beginning. Let's try. I'm doing good, actually. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for being here. You muted, bro.
I know. I had to start. Someone had to do it.
Next up, I have Mr. Dan Tritz.
Howdy.
I'm surprised it wasn't me. I'm notorious for it. Howdy. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying this win after, I think this is my 8th season here.
I bet you are. Wow. Well, congratulations. You definitely deserved it. Now someone joined. Christian PC. Now, if I had to guess, this might be Fowler, John Fowler. Let me see. Oh, it's kind of weird. Okay. Hey, Christian, if you can hear me in the back, you might have to go out and come back in because I can't bring you up for some reason. Okay. But we're going to go ahead and move on to co-owners. Ramos Lynn, Mike Daggs, and Jeffrey Daggs. What's going on? Oh, they're coming up too.
Hello. How's it going?
Howdy.
Joey's always last to the party. There he is.
Yeah, I'm always last to the party. I'm so sorry.
Look at
You
this.
know how,
We
you know what it is.
Both our Hall of Fame safeties on one show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm surprised they're not wearing their gold helmets right now.
I forgot it.
That's not a surprise.
Yeah, by the way,
Oh,
Christian
man.
PC, it's KL Barrett.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see now. Thank you. Okay, cool. Thank you for clearing that up because I was like, who is this phantom? But guys, welcome. And it looks like we have some comments already coming in as soon as I start bringing people up. Ethan Flowers says, what's popping in this thing? Hey, Mexico City, apparently. Championship winners of 2023, season 23. Man, I need to get back on one of these podcasts with the woman of the hour. Hey, bro, just let me know. You know, I got you. What were you going to say, Mike?
Oh, I was just agreeing with what you were saying. Oh, look, there's Eddie. What up, though? Classic.
You know what? You know, I had to come in. I'm sure he's going to be saying something to you guys. You know, I saw the bickering on his show. So
It wasn't bickering. It was just a promise. You know, season 25, SFL convention, week 1, Mexico City's going to host Arizona. That's my rematch. He picked the fight. I'm just saying that we'll do it. We can both pace around the room together. It'll be great times.
I mean, I can't. Both of y'all, I can't. I got to worry about him, you throwing people and him throwing chairs. I can't do this.
I'm too old to throw anybody. That's why Dan Tritz is going to be there. He can throw people for me. He's our muscle on the team.
Hey, clearly. You know, and it's funny that I have all of you on here because, of course, you know, all of you had a direct impact on this championship game. But even during the season, you guys have had a great season overall. Yes, you did take your lumps. I found it impressive for you, Mike, to dive into the offensive scheme of things and be able to work the magic that you did along with Ramos. Of course, we already know Ramos Ramos. We know what he can do, you know. But it's when you decided to take the reins and offer like him to be able to solely focus on the defense, and you solely took on the offense. Of course, I'm sure you guys kind of consulted with each other. But I think that was one of the reasons that you guys were so successful this season. And plus, nobody know what kind of offense to prepare for somebody that just started. So, you know, we know what to expect.
Yeah, it definitely worked out good. You know, I mean, all the credit goes to that guy right up there in that corner. I guess right in the middle of our Brady Bunch little grid here, you know, Jordan Sipe. You know, for him to join the team, I mean, we asked a lot of him. You know, I mean, said, hey, can you come step in for number 12? You know, one of the most famous people in the league, and just go ahead and take things over for us and you know, be the quarterback of the future. And I think he was terrified, but you know, said, you know, I guess sure, if you guys think I can do it. And you know, he said, we know you can, man. And you know, it was great getting him in here. And you know, we've certainly had our lumps over the couple of seasons so far, but everything's coming together now, and couldn't be happier with the way that the offense is clicking. And you know, it's all good. So like one thing that we even did too, and think it even threw Cam for a loop because I don't even think he noticed right at the end of the game. I wanted this to be symbolic in a way. All throughout the season, we've always had our backup quarterback come in to take the final kneel down, Larry Love. Larry Love was a player that Matt and I used to play with in NCAA football back in the day. So he's on the team symbolically as a little shout out to Matt. And then our final kneel downs has always been Larry Love coming in and taking that final knee. And Joey and I decided as we were making our final adjustments on Saturday before submitting the book that, hey, if we win this game and we kneel down, it needs to be Jordan Sipe that takes that final knee. And so, once the victory was in the bag, Jordan Sipe came back out to take that final kneel down. And it's his team now, and looking forward to many more seasons to come.
Man, good segue, Mike. So, Jordan, how do you feel about that? Like, I know how you started. I know that they didn't necessarily do the best job with you, in my opinion. I don't think they utilized you to the best of your abilities, which is probably why they weren't so successful. But you finally got to a team that did. And you saw your player grow. So I want to know, because you and I had these talks where you were just like, I don't know. So how do you feel now?
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to say I when I saw myself kneel down the ball, I was like, okay, well, there was some glitch of the game, and he told me that afterwards, and I thought, wow, that's a little, I guess kind of getting real. I know we talk a lot about Matt Wilson. I knew from the very beginning of this, when a tragedy happens like that, there's nobody that comes in to replace. It's just someone to come in and try to continue on an awesome legacy, not just the legacy of Matt Wilson, but the legacy of the Mexico City Aztecs. So that was really awesome. When I got drafted by Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken, they let me go after one season. And that was because I was going through a lot at that time, and I forgot to submit some progressions. And it was funny. I was telling Daggs, I said, if nobody really had a lot of interest in me after that. So I was like, well, if Mexico City doesn't take me, then I'm just going to be done. I didn't really, didn't have a lot invested into it. So I said, if nobody picks me up soon, then I'll just be done. And they decided to give me a chance. They were talking to me like they were thinking they were going to get me in free agency. And I said, that's probably not going to happen. I didn't know too much about the league, but I knew about the Aztecs. I knew about Matt Wilson. I knew about, that. And to be brought into this team, especially with, Mike Daggs and Ramos Lynn, it's just, anybody, I guess, could come in and they would be super lucky to be here. So I just happen to be the one that they picked. So I'm extremely grateful for that.
Indeed. Ernest McCray joining. What's up, people? And he says, congratulations to you, Mexico City. All right. Skipping around a little bit. Ramos, how did it feel to have someone kind of take that load off and kind of help share the responsibilities, especially in the coaching room? Of course, you're being an owner, that's one thing, but then when you're coaching and doing all the sins and everything, how was that? Well, obviously it was beneficial. You got a ring, but how important is that to you?
It was very, very important. Because it's no secret that we struggled a couple of seasons ago. When we had a pretty bad year. So having Mike come in, a breath of fresh air, a new mind. You cannot have too many people help out and help for the cause. And having him was amazing, and he did a great job of not only the final product that you see right now, but also just grinding and learning and checking things out and just kind of like studying the game. He did a terrific job. And some of the best seasons we've had as a franchise is when I've had somebody else to help me out. Against at least regular season wise, I remember back in season 7, which was our only 10-2 season, I had Colin Northrup, which you guys all know. He was our defensive coordinator that season, and I played with the offense, and we went 10-2 that season. Or the time in season, pretty sure it was season 13. We had Stephen Molinex as the offensive coordinator. I was a defensive coordinator, so those kinds of things where I can share the playbook and share thoughts too. I was me talking to Mike. Mike had ideas. I also had some ideas, and we came up with a better game. Best game plan possible. I think that helped a lot in solidifying the playbook and having a good game plan every week.
Jeffrey, how long have you been in the season? How long have you been in the league, dude?
7 years.
Since he was a fetus, I think.
Yeah. Since the time before breathing. I don't know.
It's been what, like at least 13 seasons now?
7 years.
Wow.
All I remember is getting kicked off London for not knowing what Discord was. So
he did get kicked out of London.
No.
Yeah, Router.
That wasn't fun. Hey, you don't speak enough. Oh.
Well, they don't exist. However, my question to you, Jeff, is you've been around for a very long time, 13 seasons. So how important was this win for you? Because is this your first championship win?
Yeah. Yeah, I was with London for the one season, then Mexico City for the rest.
And then you actually get a chance to share that with your dad. Like, tell me, how does that help? Like, what effect does that have even on your personal bonding relationship?
I think it helps because we get to watch the game together, and I see him go to the dining room and I have to bring him back to the living room to watch the game.
It's totally true. He'll be like, Dad, we actually made that field goal and won the game. Oh, we did? Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's a special thing being able to, watch it where, a lot of people don't do that. Yeah. So it's something different we get to do.
He gets to watch it with his mom too, who wanted to be camera shy. We invited her to the show, but she didn't want to come down. But a lot of people, I don't think, realize Qualtzinho Leah, our rookie outside linebacker, is Mrs. Daggs. But she, like I said, she wanted to be camera shy tonight. So I know. Lame.
Tell her she hurt me right here. She hurt me right here.
I'll do that right now.
Say hi. I know you will too. So now on to of course, Jeffrey was the start. Well, actually, Jeffrey, I want you to also answer this. What does that win mean for you specifically? I mean, you're probably one of the youngest in the league. Most young ones are probably out doing something else, getting in trouble. But you chose to join the SFL and be a Hall of Famer at that too. So, tell me, how does that feel?
It feels pretty good seeing the team do really, really good. But, obviously it starts with him and Ramos. Okay. So I just get to see my player out there. And I think he made, 10 tackles that game. So that was pretty cool seeing him absolutely destroy their running back.
Yeah, you had to. Because otherwise, it was going to be curtains. So I'm glad you...
Yeah, our two safeties here really had a major impact on that game. Max Jackson doing his thing as well. And, it certainly helps the defense having, two Hall of Fame safeties, plus this dude right here, Dan. I wish I could reach over and poke him, but, yeah, there you go. That guy, we'll both point him out. But, Dan Tritz, in my opinion, probably the most underrated defensive tackles. You hear about some of these other defensive tackles regularly on different shows and stuff, but this dude, man, what a game wrecker, and we always have to remind him too, listen, it's not always going to show up on the stat sheet. You're not going to have 20 sacks in a season like some other DTs might, but watch your player. take your eye off the ball and just watch what your player's doing. It's totally Scar Patterson was running for his life the entire game because Tritz is chasing him down.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had that kind of speed. Dude was running faster than I've ever seen him go before. But, he was in the backfield chasing him down, forcing early throws, and then the secondary was able to wreck it. It was a thing of beauty.
I mean, Max, Dan, how are y'all feeling about the accolades that you guys have been receiving? I mean, you've both been in the league for a while now. Max, you've been with you started, Las Vegas. Actually, were you with another team before Las Vegas, Fury?
I was with the San Francisco Sharks.
Woo.
So that was at my start. So interestingly enough, I got my start. Front page of Twitch was where I saw season 9, first game of SFL I ever watched. And got me in the league was the season 9 championship game on the front page, and watching Ray Bentley run over people back with his build back in the day, and watching that game. And I went and got America Terra and told him I really think this is something cool. And then 2 weeks later, I was still talking about it, and he's like, "Oh, you're serious about this one? You're really excited about this thing that's going on?" So I joined the team. I was just looking back to the record. I was looking. All right, Mike posted the ad looking for the Aztecs are hiring, interested in a fresh start. And that day, I reached out to him asking if he was looking for a CB and strong safety. And I was going through the history of all our conversations in the past, and then I think he was surprised when I said those guys are me. I'm looking for a spot on a team.
Guilt trips are a real thing.
Oh,
you got to stand in between.
hey, baby.
Look, it's Yolia.
Yes.
So yeah, it was awesome when John reached out to us about joining the team. I mean, we had just come off our 3-9 season at that point. And, he said, "Hey, I'd love to join the Aztecs." And the only thing I was thinking was like, why are you punking me right now? Like, you want to join a 3-9 team, and you want to bring Merrick Terror with you, and John Osiris, and, Ova Yanda, and, we had Maurice Lloyd come in too. And, it was
there's definitely a lot of Las Vegas inside of.
I had to make a whole Las Vegas alt uniform just to make them feel at home. But it was man, what a shot in the arm that was for us, and helped us get to 6-6 last season. And I'll say it a million times. I'm sure people are sick of hearing it, but all 6 of those losses were 1-score losses. They could have just as easily been wins. And this season, same thing. Our 2 losses were 1-score losses. And, it's all because of all these, these players and the talent that we have, including our quiet punter up there in the corner. It was kind of funny, on the pregame show, there was, you did an interview with Mike All. And in that interview, Mike was like, I got to do something about KL Barrett's punt game. And I'm thinking, really, you're worried about the punt game? I hope KL Barrett sits on the sideline the whole game. I don't ever want to see him out there. But holy crap, I think Mike was onto something, because KL Barrett's punt game in the championship helped win that game, hands down. I mean, he's pinning them back around the 10 or inside the 10 every single time. Once he was standing in the end zone and punted it out, and it ended at like their own 43. It was insane. So yeah, it's all these players, including this one that didn't want to join in, because nobody even knows that's Qualtzinho Leah, our rookie outside linebacker that actually made a pretty big impact in the championship.
Here, say hi.
Hi, guys. You did a thing.
I did a thing. I didn't just bounce off a guy.
Yeah. Usually she's more of like the big decoy. She's got speed. She gets in the way and just kind of bounces off the running back, but slows him down just enough for Max to come in and clean it up.
Dan, I'm gonna get to you, KL. I'm gonna get to you, I promise. I want to know, why didn't I know that you were outside linebacker? First off, why didn't I know that? Secondly, you have been such an intricate part of Mexico City. From what I would know, like the support, like you have got to be one of the most supportive women of their husbands' hobbies, and actually the whole family's hobby, and that's so much so that you decided to join to even help. So how much does this mean to you? How much does this win mean for you? And does Mike buy your ring too? Because so he's gonna buy what, 3 or 4 rings within that household. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, there's a couple of rings I'm sure that are coming our way. But yeah, no, it's important to Mike, and it was important to Matt. So, that's whatever we can do to keep it going. And it's great when we go to the conventions and I see how important it is. The league in general is to everybody. So it's just one of those things that once you see how it affects everybody, you just want to be involved. So whatever I can do to help it sustain, and I'm there.
Yeah, I remember seeing you power walking down the street just to get to the park. I remember that. You were dedicated.
Yeah, I wanted the players to get to the flag football game. So
you did. And see, that's the dedication, and even just the thoughtfulness and the consideration that you often show. You've been very kind to me, and I just want to take the time out to just say thank you, especially for what you've done. And the times I had the chance to talk to you and get to know you, it was wonderful. So I look forward to many more times of doing that too.
Oh, thank you. There's a lot of great people in the SFL, so
yes,
it's great to see everybody once a year. But
I'm glad that you decided not to be a stranger and you actually appeared. Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
I was guilted.
Yep. Guilt trip goes a long way.
It does.
All right, Dan, making an impact. You always have, man. So what does this mean to you?
Oh,
especially hearing all of the accolades.
That they're just trying to limit how many tacos they give me later. So
it's true. It's true.
No, it means a lot. And you got Mike and Jeffrey playing well. My son plays on the Aztecs as well. Our one defensive end, Skylar Kingsley, that's my son. So that's yes.
Where's he at?
So
where's Skylar?
Well, he's not here.
Okay. No worries. I'll allow it this time.
He's about 4 hours away from me right now, so but no,
just
that's
a call away.
But just playing on the team with him, he had played for Mexico City for one season before, and then all their defensive tackles ran away for some reason and ended up drafting me. So I've played with my son for 8 seasons now, and it just means a bunch. And this season's been a tough one, and these guys have all been here, helped me get through it and stuff. And it means a lot because the Aztecs are a family. You can tell by look at the Daggs there. They're all there.
Literally.
And it's just a big extended family. Why? They're getting rid of you? That sounds right. But no, it's not about the accolades or anything. It's just we have a fun time. And that's the main point. And like I said, I get to watch it with my son and stuff, and we get to jump up and down and make noise and yell at each other and make fun of each other when we don't make plays and stuff. So it's just been enjoyable.
Love it. I love it. KL, I did not forget about you up there, sitting over there patiently waiting.
The punter is used to sitting there patiently when you're on the Aztecs. We don't use them much.
Gotta unmute. Good thing.
The less I play, the better we are.
So, KL, last time we spoke, it was before the championship. The game has not been played, and I'm sure you were feeling a little bit nervous. So now that you have the second ring, and now that your dream has come true, how do you feel?
Well, it is great. I'm very happy. I'm very proud to play for the Aztecs. Joy was the one who uh, called me or tried to contact me when the first time I pick up the SFL. I don't remember what was I talking on YouTube. Then I check out the website, and when I left because I couldn't afford it, I couldn't afford the membership, and then when I came back, when I played with the minors, I made a Panther because it was the least occupied position. So when Joy told me, "Hey, you are here again. Wanna be an Aztec?" and there was absolutely no other answer. I I wanted to remain an Aztec and to be able to play twice and win it twice is great, very, very great. But as I say earlier, the less I play, the better we are.
Yeah, okay. That's crazy to think about, So
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to root for Mexico because sometimes you want to play, but if you are playing, it's because we are suck. We suck.
Yeah, and we're mean too. We don't even let them hold for field goals. We throw Larry Love out there for the field goals. I make him stay on the bench even for that. It's like I don't even want to see you on the field, man, like ever. So, but if you have to,
And sometimes Jordan makes the punt one snap after mine. So there's a snap before mine. He made the punt on third one, and on third down, he gave the ball to the defensive back. Him.
Hey, 20. Awesome, man. So I watched some of the highlights before we started, of course, kind of just refreshing my memory. Now, there were some very key moments in the game, and I actually want you guys to kind of talk. You can talk as a group, or I could call on you one by one. But I want to know, what was your favorite moment of the championship, and I want to know what was one standout game for you guys, in your opinion. I think I'm gonna do this one by one. What was a standout game for you guys? This is your entire schedule right here with the wins and losses. So I'm wondering, what were some standout games for you? Maybe there was one that you was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we won that game. Maybe some even I'm looking at this Bossier City. I mean, that was, that may not have been a favorite, but I want to hear from you. So Jordan, what was one key moment for you, or your favorite moment during the championship? And then what was your favorite game of the season, if it wasn't a championship?
Well, so my favorite moment of the championship. Yeah, I don't want to sound generic here, but as soon as we got the onside kick touchdown, and I could finally, I don't think I took a breath all game from the second offensive play where I threw an interception up until we got that onside kick touchdown. I didn't breathe at all. I was starting to turn purple. I was just like, we need something here. I don't know too much about the league, so I was like, Daggs, how can I help you without helping you? I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to win this. So that was a really big take a deep breath. We can kind of start celebrating, especially after they started coming back. But my favorite moment of the season probably has to be, and I don't even remember who we were going against, but the first win after we had, I believe both of the losses were back to back. But the first win back after that was just we're back on track. You know, let's keep it going. We had been doing well, and we continued to do well after that. So maybe it wasn't 2 losses in a row. No. So it was right after the Canton game, and I said, look, we needed to find a way to kind of get back to where we needed to be. I mean, I guess to say the least. But I knew that we had Ramos and Daggs working really hard. Long hours, I'm sure. But as soon as we started getting back into the groove, I mean, we knew from the very first game that, you know, this was the team. This was going to be my first time going to the playoffs. I was fairly certain all season. And I feel like a traitor saying that I didn't think that we would win it all. But I'm so glad we got here. And just the whole season was a ride, especially after, you know, what was it, five seasons of never making the playoffs. So I was really excited for this team specifically.
Good stuff, man. I'm gonna interject. My favorite moment was to see, and I told you guys this off camera, Barkley fumbles the ball and then picks it up just to, I don't know, do things with style, grace.
Just showboating.
Yes. That was one of my favorite moments. And I'm like, how? Now, see, that was us. It wouldn't have worked out like that. But it was just that magic that you guys had that night, you know? So that was kudos. KL, what was your favorite moment of the championship? And then what was your favorite game of the season if it wasn't the championship? Oh, hold on. Lo siento.
Okay. Well, I will go against all my instincts, and I will not pick up one of my punts. I will pick the play when Jordan barely escaped the sack and then threw it to Henry, I think. Was it to the tight end? That was a marvelous play because I saw him sack. I saw him down. I saw him losing the ball, but it wasn't. And he managed to keep the play alive, the drive alive, and it was, for me, it was the play of the game. And for the game of the season, bar in the championship game, I'd say the win over Minnesota in overtime. It was a very hard game and very, very. I must believe there was very difficult play to watch to prepare for Mike and Ramos.
Absolutely. But you did it, you know. Max.
You know, there's one thing I really like, and it's forced fumbles. Until this season, I was tied for 2 forced fumbles. I hold the record for forced fumbles of all time. Now Jeffrey Daggs, you know, I came in and showed him how to hit that ball out a little bit, so he got 3 this season. Make it, you know, we got to help each other, improve each other. But you know what? I'm a bigger fan of the interception. And though we didn't get a pick 6 this game, when Fowler's just always dynamite. I always appreciate having him help me with the tackles. So I'm gonna have to say, like, even though, you know, I know every time we throw interceptions and Sipe throws them, I'm not worried because I know our defense is going to shut them down when we're out there. So I've never been worried about, you know, he gets a little trigger happy. He's worried. He hates himself throwing interceptions. I don't know he does, but I'm like, don't worry, man. We'll get it back for you. And so my play for the game had to be Fowler's interception. Season-wise, I think the game that stressed me out the most is I already had Merrick on the phone, and I was like, man, we just lost this one. And then the missed field goal. It was Houston, right? That was the Houston game.
It was.
Man, I was already on the phone with Merrick, and I was like, man, we just lost this one. They're in there. And then I'm like, wait. I didn't have that sound on, and I was like, what? I don't know what happened, but all right. I don't pace as much these days because I'm not coaching. And man, I'm glad because maybe I don't have a watch that tells me about heart attacks, but those days are at the moment behind me. But yeah, that was definitely. I still get excited about watching all the moments and still tense up. But I'm more of an edge of a seat guy myself these days.
Hey, it's the emotional content we all paying for. Love it, Dan.
I was gonna say the follower interception too, because they threw that ball and it's like, oh, it's way down there, and it's like, wait, who intercepted that? And it's like, oh my god, it's our middle linebacker. Why is he so far down the field? And it was just like, oh,
went rogue. He went rogue.
and it was at that point like, holy crap, this might be our game. And I guess for the season, it was that win against Fort Worth. They've been a thorn on our side, and they stomped the crap out of us a couple times when we weren't, the last couple seasons when we weren't very good. And when we, basically kicked the crap out of them this year, that was when I knew, holy crap, we got a really good team.
Love it. I love it. It's interesting to hear the different games that everyone liked besides the championship. Maybe that was a turning point for you. Maybe you just had this fantastic stats for that particular game. So I'm really digging the differences. Joey.
My favorite moment of the championship was when it was finally over, and because I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so, on the edge. I was just so, excited, nervous, anxious, everything at the same time. I will say when we made that stop, when we were up 31-17, it's late in the fourth quarter, and we made that stop on fourth down on their own 30-yard line. It was a pass in which actually John Fowler got hurt, but we make a stop, and we were already in field goal range. And we know that Chaz Blackwater just doesn't miss those at all. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, we just got to run it a few times, take the clock down. As long as we don't, fumble or do something bad, we got a field goal and we're going to be up 17 and that's going to be a championship. And when I saw us going the shotgun for the only time in the game, I was like, I hope that's one of the runs. Like, I hope that's a run. And then we did run. It was a draw play. It went nowhere, but that was fine. It was just taking the clock down. Chess comes in, kicks the field goal, 34-17. It was like 50 seconds left in the game. It was finally at that time when he kicked that field goal when I finally kind of had a chance to like breathe and just enjoy the final moments of the game. I will say that was my favorite moment, that stop on fourth down. For the season, it will sound weird. But it was the loss against Canton, and the reason why is because that gave me a lot of. We don't believe normally in moral victories, but watching that game and at the end of the game, we ended up losing or whatever. But I texted Mike and I said, Mike, we got a championship team here. I was like, this team is ready to win it all. We surrendered the lead at the end. We lost 10-7, but that was that moment where it was like, I don't think we're gonna lose another game like the rest of the season. I think we have a championship team here, and in a way, being able to contain that offense to only 10 points, that kind of gave me a lot of like confidence and like we got this. And yeah, I'll say that at the moment it really hurt. It was really terrible, but then in retrospective, it was like after that game we didn't lose again. So I will say that one.
Okay. Learn from mistakes. Love it. My dad's family, the whole family.
That's right. All right. So best moment for me in the championship game. I mean, there were a bunch, obviously, all the ones that everybody else just said. They were all great.
Yeah.
But for me, it was I mean, getting down early was not the game plan. I mean, we had been talking about it all week. We need to score first, get a lead, and maintain it. That's the only way we're going to win. And, Canton scored first. But then our offense marched right down the field. And, I think Jeffrey's favorite play actually was in that drive where Jason Bartley got a big pass down the right sideline into the end zone and got a game tying touchdown. So that was your favorite play, I think. For me, my favorite play of the championship was our second touchdown when Ray Bentley punched it in, about 4 yards out, punched it in, and we took the lead. And I'm like, there we go. That's what we needed. And, when we got down 7-0 early, I thought, shoot, this, we're not going to have a lead, that this is going to be this is what the game's going to look like. They're going to keep scoring. We might get into it a little bit, but when he got that lead, I'm like, holy crap. And then we got another touchdown after that. And I'm texting Joey. I'm like, what's happening? Everything's actually working, and that's kind of the same sort of thing as my favorite, I guess, moment from the season. I mean, we started off beating Louisiana, and taking it to Gerald's Revs at the convention. That's a special treat. And then had a bye week, and in week 3 we beat Indianapolis, and it was a pretty good win, 48-24. But it felt like things were finally starting to work. And then we played your Arizona Scorpions, and my beloved offense couldn't score a single touchdown all game. Only 3 field goals and lost. You guys couldn't score a touchdown either, except for the kick return touchdown. But, game of 1,000.
Well, it happened.
But my favorite moment of the season had to be week 5 when, coming off of our first loss of the season, and we're sitting there at 2-1, and it's like, man, is this going to be another 6-6 season? Like, I thought we finally had things figured out. I thought we had the right pieces. And then we played Atlanta, and we beat them 52-20. And, that was like our last 2 wins were by a combined 100 points. And nothing made me actually believe that I finally had the offense figured out more than winning 2 games in a row. The last 2 wins anyway, by a combined score of 100-44. That told me that, all right, yeah, we can put up points on offense. We can do what we need to do to get into these games and win these games. And, then we followed that up with a win, at Fort Worth on the road. And then of course the loss to Canton, but we were this close to Canton. We had the lead up until the final minutes. So yeah, that Atlanta game was kind of a turning point for me, at least psychologically, that like, okay, yeah, we can score on offense. We got this.
Love it. I want to know from each of you, when the chips were down, when Mexico City was going through hell, why did you stay? Why didn't you venture off and just say, you know what, you guys aren't working, you guys suck, I'm not doing this no more, I'm leaving? Why did you decide to stay? And Joey and Mike, I want to know from you guys, why did you decide to continue? Some people just give up. Some people just like, you know what? I have other things to do with my time. I could be doing something else. This is too hard. I don't have. Why do you continue to do this? And I think I'm going to start with Dan first on this.
Well, I've told Ramos and Mike that I want to be on the Aztecs till they're tired of me. So up, down, I'm going to be here. Every year, my son, every once in a while, Skylar goes, hey, we should go. And I'm like, shut up. We're staying here. And it's just, I told them, I'm going to be here until they're tired of me. So that's just how it is. It's ups and downs. It's like life. Sometimes it kicks you. Sometimes you kick it back. So I never thought I'd go anywhere else. This is my home. And I'll make Skylar stay too.
That's a beautiful thing. Before I move on to Max, I just want to say that's a beautiful thing, just to know that you have players that are that deeply invested in your culture, in your philosophy, in the way that your team runs, in the way that you do things. That is very special. And I can tell that, you're able to maintain that. You guys won't ever have a high turnover rate because you have too many people that just want to make this team better and continue on with the dynasty of winning. So I get it. Max.
I mean, I think, yeah, I'm in for the long run. I think it helped that when as an owner, that I had conversations with Joey and only a handful of people, and we had talked about changes we wanted to see in the league, and we discussed like, oh man, we really wanted to see this and that. So I knew it was somebody that knew the game and could analyze it at a level that maybe I never got to, but I just simmed a lot, and it's a lot to try to make up for that and just figure out the video game versus the football X's and O's. But it was somebody I knew that I got along with and kind of understood that, at least as an owner perspective, falling under that tree of coming on board with this team, I knew that was going to go in the right direction. It was somebody that had the same visions that I had of where the league should go and how things should. And so that's kind of what got me excited about coming over and help and like trying to get on a team. And now we're where we're at. So I'm excited about winning. I'm excited about keep winning. I think that's going to be the new where Mexico's back, and I'm excited about it.
Right there. KL, why do you stay? Why do you continue to stay here in Mexico?
Why would I want to go anywhere else? I was having a blast. I was punting 8-10 times for game. Why? the more I play, the worse we suck. No, just kidding. I never considered playing for another team than Aztecs. I pretty much love those guys. I love Joy since the early seasons when he called me to play for the Gorillas back then, and then the Aztecs, and sometimes they are in between seasons in low. They have some people that call and say, "Hey, do you want to punt for us? Do you want to?" No. Yeah, sorry, but I'm an Aztec. I appreciate your messaging me. Thank you, but I cannot play for another team. The day of the draft, when I was drafted, I was, please don't pick me. Please don't pick me. I know Joy told me if you are here for what they pick, I don't know, 16, 20. Well, that was the pick, and I was watching the draft, and I was saying, no, please do not pick me. Do not pick me. Do not pick me. I have Joy waiting for me. He is coming for me. He's playing 4D chess, as someone said in the forums when I came back. Oh, a Panther! Joy must have been playing 4D chess, and it actually happened. And I'm very happy to be here through thick and thin, as you say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jordan.
Yeah, so it was funny. When I got to Mexico City, I gave, I guess, Daggs and Ramos a spiel where I said, the next team I'm with, I want to retire there. I want to be in the Hall of Fame. I had very high aspirations, but that was not the first time that I said that to somebody. I said it obviously to Jacksonville first when they drafted me, and I said, hey, I want to be on a team that needs me and that I can be built with the team. And they gave me 1 season. So as soon as I came here, I said, I don't care. I don't care if they have 0 wins in the next season or 2. I just want to go there. I want to develop with the whole team, just everybody together. Great culture. So there's no way I'm leaving, and very glad that things happened the way they did.
Okay. So, switching a little bit over to Daggs family.
Yep, it's a good thing that that Jordan was willing to have 0 wins, because man, we came pretty close in season 21 to having 0 wins. So Good thing he set the bar nice and low for us. We got 3 wins and, beat his expectations by 3. So I think your first season you were 7-5 though. So, then we went down to 3-9, but we bounced back.
We made it there eventually.
Sure did. So, yeah, I mean, when Ashley, I remember a show that I was on of yours years ago now, and you asked me if I ever had any aspirations of team ownership or coaching, and I said no to both. I had no intention of doing either one. I had my player, I was doing broadcasting, that was it. It's all I wanted to do. That was still and really still is the plan, but sometimes life throws you a curveball, and threw me the biggest curveball I've ever had in my entire life in losing Matt. And knowing how much this league as a whole meant to Matt, knowing how much specifically this team meant to Matt, and specifically as well that guy right down in the, man, I can't really do this angling thing, Joey, the dude in green in the bottom, how much he meant to Matt as well. It was automatic where I reached out to him and said, listen, I know Matt was your co-owner, I know he helped fund the team. What do you think about me at least stepping into that role? And, I can take over as co-owner. I'm completely useless. I don't know anything else I can do, but just like give you money. And he gladly took all my pesos. So, that became the owner. And, I decided, later on when the team was struggling, I'm like, I gotta help out more, and, decided to get into coaching. And, I've told Joey multiple times now over the past, couple of years, so long as there is a league that the Aztecs can play in, I'm going to be right there by his side, making sure that the Aztecs exist and are competitive. So just like Jordan said, it doesn't matter if we somehow went 0-12. I don't think my heart could take that, but as long as it's still pumping, I'm gonna be right here with them, and we're gonna keep this team going. And why would we not? Like you said, some people might quit, some people might give up. Why did we not? Because we knew we could do it. We knew we could get this thing turned around. There was never a doubt in our mind. After every loss, we look back and try to figure out what went wrong and what we can change and what we can do better. And I mean, the results speak for themselves, 3-9 to 6-6 to 10-2 winning the championship. So it only took us not even 1 calendar year to get it done. So, we're not done yet. I mean, one thing I always promised everybody in the locker room is, I always ask everybody to have faith, and I promise them that, I can never promise you personal accolades. I can never promise, Max Jackson 10 forced fumbles a season as much as he wants them. I can't do it. But, what I can say is that I will always continue to improve. And Dan said that in the locker room after one of our losses. He said, listen, if I know anything about these coaches, that's not going to happen again. And it sure didn't. We figure out what went wrong. We figure out how to make it better. And, I've always said, have faith and we'll improve. And we did. We improved from that 3-9 season to a 6-6 season, with the 6 losses being those 1-score losses where we were close in every single game. And I said, hang in there, we'll improve. And now 10-2 in the championship. So, now how do we improve? I guess we get another championship. So that's the new standard here in Mexico City, is we just got to keep winning championships, much to Eddie's dismay. I know he wants one bad, but he's just going to have to wait. We're trying to build a dynasty over here now. So that's
what it is. Y'all can work on those rings a little bit later, man. At least y'all don't have to let somebody else slide in there and get one.
Yeah, no, I think we'll win the next few in a row. That's the new goal.
Wait. We'll have a conversation about that later. Mama Daggs, tell me.
Yeah, and we just lost the Daggs family. That's weird.
Tell me, you being a rookie, why did you want to? I mean, obviously, Mike, Jeffrey.
He was a big
I understand.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
need a linebacker. You want to do it?
Yeah,
sure.
Pretty much. Yeah, it was like, don't you want a player? You watch the games anyways.
The guilt trip is strong.
I think there'd be divorce if I were to leave the team. Yeah, very.
I mean, I was going to be homeless if I didn't stay.
Yeah. He would not have food.
Oh my God.
Or a house. Yeah. So it's.
Jordan knows what's up.
No,
hey, do me a favor. Y'all blink twice if y'all need help. Blink twice.
We're fine. We're fine. But no, it's a great group of guys. The locker room's always very positive. So you can't ask for a better group of people. So, and you got Mike working and Joey working many hours. Can't say overtime, but it's a lot that they're putting in to make this team great, and getting all the plays and trying to figure out the game, and late nights. And
I forgot she lived here.
Yeah.
After the championship, I finally reemerged from the office, and I was like, "You still here?" She's, "Yeah." All right.
Yeah,
that works out.
Because that's true love right there. That's true love. Awesome. And you're an athlete too, right? I mean, you're definitely in shape. I don't know if were you an athlete at one point?
No.
She climbed the mountain. Better for you.
I heard you almost fell off one. So
no, I did not.
Listen, I'm taking this back. She tried to kill Joey in Mexico. No. You sure did, Bernal. Yeah, we went to the town of Bernal. It's got some giant rock, La Roca Grande, yes. And we climbed it, and Joey made it about halfway up, and then I thought he died. So it was bad. Like, I thought, this is not good. This American family's with this Mexican dude in Bernal, and he's going to die, and then we're not going to be able to explain it. And I thought for sure we were going to some Mexican prison, never to be seen again. But he survived, so that was good for all six of us. But yeah, then she made me climb a mountain down in Arizona, down in your neck of the woods, and that one I did almost die. And I have photographic proof. I do. I'm getting off topic, but it's all true. It's all true. She tried to kill me. No, don't give her your microphone. No, she didn't. She came to the party late. She doesn't get a mic. So
drama.
Well,
exactly. To do my stems in peace.
Hopefully you were equipped properly. If y'all you and Joey gonna be falling down mountains. Maybe that's just not for you, dear. Maybe y'all should just stay on the ground.
We wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, we are not mountain people.
Oh my God. So, Jeffrey, besides you getting kicked out the house, possibly, I know that might have been a thing.
No food, no clothes, no house. It would have been rough.
It would have been. But why did you ultimately say, besides the food thing, why'd you say?
I'm sorry, what?
I was saying, why'd you say? Besides all of that.
Mostly because, it's my dad coaching it. So
yeah. It's
not like it's just another team that's doing bad. It's a special team. And it's also, the group of people like, Dan Tritz, he was there, Jordan Sipe, and, everyone just that makes the team the one and only team that it is. It's not just, a basic team with regular people. It's the people that make up the team. So really, no matter how we do, as long as the people are there, I'll also be there.
Okay. Good deal, man. Feels good. It feels good to just hear a little bit from everybody in there. Well, Joey. Oh, almost. I almost skipped you. I'm so sorry, dude.
It's okay. It's okay. They also left me for dead in that big rock over there at their nose.
Only for a few minutes. It is true. We did leave them.
Yeah. They did, and I was dying.
We came back, dude. We came back.
Yeah, you sure did.
That was the way out, but
yeah, that was the way out. You had to. Seriously. What did I say? I mean, what did I say? It was easy. I mean, because of these guys right here, here in this call, I was not gonna let that be the end of it. I mean, simple as that. It is, a situation where, we also had a 3-9 season back in season 6. That was Matt Wilson's first season, and then what did we do? The very next season, we went 10-2. So we knew that we could do it. We absolutely knew that we could do it. It was just going to take that time and those growing pains coming into from All Pro to the new game to 2K4, and just getting that thing situated, and we knew that we were eventually going to have it. We were eventually going to build a great team, and we're going to put the work. And it's them. It is it's also me, and of course be like, no, this is not the way. Obviously, we are going to end anything. No, I have to figure this thing out. You know, it's kind of like that. It's like I'm very stubborn like that, and like I have to figure this thing out, whatever. And it could have been this game, it could have been Madden, it could have been any game. It's like I have to figure this thing out. I will figure this thing out. So it was that, and also it was just the legacy of Matt Wilson. Honestly, I mean, he would have liked for us to continue this thing and to not give up and go. He never gave up. He always stayed happy, always chose happy, and that's the mentality that we have, and we knew that we were going to make it happen.
Indeed. The Bronze Bomber was his name, right? That was his nickname, right?
Yeah, he had a few nicknames throughout time.
He had a few.
Bomber was the most popular one. Wasn't
Yeah.
he the Silver Slinger at one point? And
Silver Slinger, the Gold Gunner.
yeah. Then he
Yep.
got relegated back down to bronze, and the bronze.
It was the Bronze Bomber in game.
Well, it just tells you the kind of person that he was. So there, that was back when the league had just bronze, silver, and gold players, and you only could have a certain number of each. And he chose, he wanted his quarterback to be bronze because that meant that somebody else could be silver or somebody else could be gold. And he knew he could still get it done that way. And it just speaks to his character, and that's just what we try to embody with this whole team. And that's like Jordan. That was one of the things that we saw in Jordan when we wanted to bring him in. I mean, Jacksonville was moving on from him, and we wholeheartedly disagreed with why they were moving on, and thought, this is a guy that's a good human being and a great human being. And that's the sort of person that we want in the locker room. Every player that we've ever brought in here has had nothing to do with their ratings or what their player build is. Like, none of that mattered. We just, as long as the position lined up with what we were looking for, we talked to people and just tried to get a good feel for what that person was about. Because we'll work with whatever we got. We can scheme around it. We can try to progress a player a certain way, but what they've done on other teams doesn't matter. What somebody else's opinion might be doesn't matter. We just want good people in this locker room, and man, do we have some great freaking people in this locker room. I love this group.
Awesome, man. Do y'all have weird things that you do in the locker room that you would like to share with us? Like one team, I don't think I can disclose who it is. But when you join them, you have to eat a slice of cheese pizza with mustard on it. Take a picture. So, y'all got any weird things going on over there like that?
Yeah, no, we
like football here.
Yeah, we're a football team. I don't know what. That's got to be Carolina. That's got Carolina written all over.
Yeah, that has her Reach Prasad written all over it.
It's gotta be.
Actually, no. It's probably a team you don't even expect. I didn't expect it, but to each his own. Crazy, but guys, now before we
it was still Harish.
100%.
Before we end things, I wanted to know from you guys, and I want each of you to just kind of any personal reflections, any personal thoughts, maybe about this season, maybe about your entire career. I kind of want that to be captured, as kind of like a closing moment for you, because this is a very important occasion. I've celebrated with a lot of teams. Again, hopefully one day we'll be there, but I think it's just special to be able to see how much this moment means to everyone, and it's so different, So who do I want to start with? I think I'm gonna start with KL.
I think your internet kind of buzzed out for a minute there, Ashley. Who are we starting with?
It sure did. It sure did. See, this is why I don't broadcast. I can see I'm in the middle of calling the game, and then all of a sudden I get stuck, and then
Goes away.
no, this is why I don't do it. All right, man. So, KL, I'll start with you. So, is there anything that you want to kind of say to the team right now? Everybody that's watching, just any kind of personal reflections that you have.
Please, again, please. Ashley, please reform the question, please.
I can say it.
Sure.
I can say it in Spanish. Que si hay algo que le gustaría decir a todos nosotros y toda la gente en el locker room.
Oh, okay. Gracias, Roy. Well, I wanted to say, no, I mean, it's the most important thing in SFL is, for me, is the locker room and the friendships or somewhat virtual friendships we have in this game is that my 2 cents is we won it not only because you two are geniuses, offensive and defensive geniuses, just because we have a very good locker room, and that's maybe more important than the game itself. Y por último, los espero en Buenos Aires. Al que quiera, me avisa. Tengo que viajar yo también, pero so, I wait for you in Buenos Aires, Joey. Mike. And please let me know. I have to travel myself to Buenos Aires, but I think I make it worth it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Did you? Okay.
So here's the thing. Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. Next year in September, I'm going to Buenos Aires, Argentina. Okay. So I'm going to Buenos Aires and I'm going to meet Kale, right? And Argentina is so big. He has to travel like 1,000 kilometers just to get to the capital city, and it's just ginormous. It's ridiculous how huge that country is.
Joe, you're speaking in kilometers to a bunch of Americans. How many African elephants is that?
600 miles. Roughly 600 miles.
Roughly about about 650 miles or so.
Okay.
And the thing is that Buenos Aires is in the northern part of the country, and he also lives in the northern part of the country, and it's still like 650 miles out.
Whew. Well, you better have your track shoes on. That's a long walk. No, I'm just playing. I know you're not going to walk. You got to make sure you take some pictures. I would love to see what Buenos Aires looks like.
We'll do. We surely do.
All right. Thank you, KL.
Sure will.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Jordan, what's something you want to say, like your parting words for the last season, as a champion?
I want to say I have to get closer to Ramos because I was told I was getting a trip to Niagara Falls. Argentina sounds really cool, though. But other than that,
heck yeah.
No, I think exactly what KL was saying. The reason why I was thinking about retiring after the first season was because the locker room where I was at just wasn't. I don't know. It seemed there was too many people new coming in. It didn't seem like it had an established culture, and let's be real here. I mean, I didn't feel it was worth my money to continue, especially at the quarterback position where you have to pay a little extra. It just didn't seem like it was that great. But I didn't want to give the SFL just one season after I had done 2 seasons in the minors. So I came to Mexico City, and they showed that, you know, a great locker room is worth way more than just, you know, seeing yourself in a simulation football game. So the locker room has been incredible and something that I'll never take for granted. And if something happened to the Aztecs or to the SFL tomorrow, I will forever be grateful and think that every last penny was worth it. So if anybody's listening to this, you know, just find a great locker room, and it'll make the 3-win seasons well worth it.
So avoid whatever one's making you eat pizza with mustard. I don't know who that is. Don't join that team.
I would prefer not to be poisoned. So
we're not going to make you do that in Mexico City. Just for all the free agents out there, you don't have to eat any weird stuff. Yeah, you might have to climb a mountain every once.
No, you're gonna have to make them climb a mountain.
Yeah, no, that's just true. It's just, yeah.
I learned my lesson.
Max.
I think I'm just, I gotta agree with the locker room. You know, I only have so much experience from my own personal what I try to do, and it seems that sometimes I don't know what I don't know, so I just assume that everyone else's locker room is at a certain level, and who knows what's going on out there in the league. So it's good to get. It was good experience to come in and see an organization that was established. Just excited about everything. Like, it really helped me recharge my batteries. You know, I literally folded a team, so I came from a spot where was I going to hang it up? Was I going to stick around? And I'm back. I'm ready. Ready to help assist where I can, and I'm happy to be part of this team as long as they'll have me. And it seems like they'll have me as long as I want to stay. So, just excited to wear a ring around town, and people ask me what is that, and I get to tell them like, hey, I reached the top.
That's it. You've been to the mountaintop, and then you didn't fall off. I love it. I'm sorry, it's just mountains. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Next time we're down in Vegas, I'm sure Kelly will find a mountain for you, and we can go hiking there, and you too can die on a hill like Joey did. Dan, you don't have any mountains around you, though, man. You just live on flat land.
Well, actually, where I'm at now is way hillier than where I grew up. So
why would you admit
they're
that?
like mountains?
She's
to
listening,
me.
dude.
So.
Oh my God. Dan, what are your parting words for everybody, or some self-reflections or player reflections?
Well, tonight you can see what our locker room is. This is what our locker room is. It's like this. I've been bashing Mike for like 8 seasons now, and he bashes me back. I whined to him for like 2 seasons. Hey, make me the long snapper, and now he finally made me the long snapper. The product on the field is awesome and stuff, but it's the locker room. The locker room makes this team. It just does, the camaraderie and everything, and it's a family, a goofy ass family, but a family, and that's the best part of this. And as long as there's a Mexico City Aztecs team, I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna make Skyler be here too, no matter how many times he tries to run away to a different team. So
like, no,
that's how it works.
Just tell them about the mustard on pizza. That'll keep them here.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
there's some weird stuff going on out there. Apparently, I had no idea.
I thought we were the weirdest team in the league, but apparently not.
I mean, all I did was make your profile picture on our website a marshmallow, but that was only for one season.
Yes. Yep.
I can't with you. All right, let's see, Jeffrey. Any parting Any party words? Anything that you want to say? Maybe some self-reflections, like on the season, player reflections, because you actually did have a fantastic season. So, anything you want
I
to say?
mean, my player did have a good season, but I think it was more just everyone and the coaching that made the season whole. Because if one player does really good, that doesn't really mean anything. The
True.
a receiver could have a breakout year, but the defense could have an absolutely terrible year and you lose every game. So it's really, everyone playing their own part and making the team great as a whole rather than just one specific part of it good. So it was really nice over the season to see that happen with everyone just coming together to make the Aztecs, the best team in the league this year.
Okay. Mama Daggs.
No, yes, I gotta get back on her. Okay. No, I just it's fun watching everybody. The locker room definitely. I'm interested in seeing another season of all the camaraderie and everything in the locker room. There's just it's a group of people who just want to help each other out. So, even when it comes down to sharing funds, that player donating money to another player kind of thing. I think it was Dan, right?
Yeah.
Dan gave up some money to me so that I could afford more than just composure. So that was very nice. Not everybody's willing to help out their teammates. So you got a good group of guys. So
Awesome. Mike?
Yeah, I mean, you asked about like reflection of a whole career. I'll keep it as brief as I can. I know I get very long-winded sometimes, but I just think all the way back to when Matt first told me about the league, and it's kind of like the same thing that John said about when he told Merrick Itera about the league and was kind of like, "Wait, you're serious about this thing?" I think when Matt first told me about it, I said, "So you do what now? You just sit there and watch these games? You don't actually do anything. You're just sitting there." And I think I told him that's ridiculous and it's completely silly. And then obviously I got involved with it and realized that there was something to it, and it was a lot of fun. And then he suggested doing broadcasting. I said, all right, let's do that. And every step along the way, I've had really no idea what I've been agreeing to or signing up for or getting myself into. I broadcasted for one season, and Cam said, "Do you want to be the broadcast director?" And I said, "Sure." I don't know what that means, but why not? I thought I just got a fancy title. But then all of a sudden there was a bunch of work to do there. And and that's why when you had asked me years ago, do you want to do coaching or ownership? I think I might have laughed. I'm like, no, I really don't. Yeah. But like I said, sometimes life throws you a curveball, and this curveball came and said, "No, let's do it and see where it goes. And if it fails, it fails, but it didn't fail. It worked well. I mean, we won the championship. So, now it's to the point where, I mean, this whole thing started because of Matt, but that's not what keeps it going. At this point, like I've said a few times on Eddie's show yesterday and tonight, even in private conversations, this is Jordan Sipe's Aztecs now. He's our quarterback now, and it's a new era for us. And this is the group that we have, and this is the group that we're going forward with. And we're re-signing darn near the entire team. It's just AK Jones is retiring, and but everybody else is coming back, and we're geared up for season 24. It was funny when we won that championship. People start blowing up the locker room, and I'm thinking, man, I hope nobody's saying, all right, I won the championship and that's how I'm going to end my career. I was expecting to go in there and see like half the team retiring, hey, we're going out on top. But everybody was like, hey, let's start a dynasty. Okay. All right. Let's gear up for season 24 then. But, yeah, like I said, was reflecting on every step of the way so far. Really, I've had no idea what I've been getting into, and but I wouldn't give up any of it for anything. You know, it's people that don't know about this league still are missing out so much. You know, I think one of my favorite parts about the convention, and I hope Jordan, and Dan are able to go to their first convention in Baltimore. I hope to see John there as well again. I know you've been to at least a couple of them. I think at least seen you at least one. I know. But if we can get everybody back out there, one of my favorite parts. Oh, and of course Joey's going to the convention and making them. So the thing that I like the most is when random people walk into our room and see our crew of random people from all walks of life, and they just kind of look around at everybody in that room. Every race you can imagine is in there. People from different different age groups. I mean, we've got teenagers, and we've got people in their 50s. If Dan goes, he'll be the oldest person to ever go to a convention. But people see these, and no, probably not. But I got to be mean. When people see these random groups, and they look and they're like, how do you all know each other? Because you don't look like a group that should be hanging out. And without the SFL, we probably wouldn't be a group that's hanging out. And that's the coolest thing about it. So the fact that this league exists and is able to do this for us, that's why this team, I keep hearing about, like Max Jackson, Dan Tritz saying, I'm never going anywhere else. Jordan Sipe's not going to go anywhere else. Cale Barrett's not going to go anywhere else. As long as the Aztecs are here, I'm going to be here. Well, saddle up, because we're not going anywhere. Joey and I are in this for the long haul. So glad to have this group with us, and looking forward to what's to come.
Beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. Ending things off with Joey.
All right. Before I say, I want to say something to Kale. I'm going to say it in Spanish, but I'm going to translate it to English, so bear with me. Te ha ido bien, Kale. Te ha ido bien. Hace 11 meses que ganó Argentina y tienes la camiseta. Veo que tienes ahí las camisetas. Estás contentísimo que ganó el Mundial la selección argentina. Yo también estaba... fui hincha de Argentina como por 90 minutos de ese juego. Realmente quería que ganara la selección. Y ahora que son los Aztecs, ya solamente nos falta River, flaco. Entonces, solo nos falta River.
Mira, cortito, de 2018 para acá, todo. O sea, River, Tampa Bay, Argentina, todo.
Todo.
In English, from 2018 to here was everything for me. It was River Plate winning a Cup in soccer. It was Tampa Bay. I'm a Buccaneers fan, so it was the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. It was Argentina winning two Copa America and one World Cup in soccer again. The Aztecs. I can die happy.
Yeah, so I was basically saying that. I was saying, hey, over the last 11 months, it's been a heck of a time for you as a sports fan. Basically, Argentina won the World Cup last December, and now the Aztecs are won the championship, and that I was a fan. I was an Argentina fan for a good 90 minutes of that soccer game. I just wanted so bad for Argentina to win that World Cup. Obviously being our Latin America brethren and brothers, so that was sensational. But just to go back and now answer your question. Yeah, I mean it's been such a heck of a ride. I mean, I feel like I've been here for my entire life. Excuse me. I mean, it's been insane. I'm 27 years old now, and I joined the league back when I was, I want to say 16. So it's almost half my life that I've been here in the SFL. First as a player, I joined Baltimore back in season 3, and I was there also in season 4. I thought for sure we were going to win it in season 3. We ended up with an 8-0 record. Back in the day, we had eight regular season games, 8-0 record. We were the heavy favorites to win the championship, and we get bounced in the semifinal against the San Francisco Bulldogs, which I know a lot of you will not even remember. But that happened, and then I get to be the owner of the Santa Fe Gorillas at the time. I was running the ship by myself, with no user players, and we got to the championship, losing at the last minute to the DC Dragons. The very next season, Matt Wilson joins in, and that's when kind of like the whole team changed to like what it is today. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This team, the Aztecs, are more Matt Wilson than I will ever be mine, because he was just so passionate about it, and it meant the world to him. And winning that season 9 championship, it was such a joyous moment for me, because it was when I saw Matt finally win that title, and that just meant everything. It was not only Matt, but also KL when he had his wide receiver player. It was also Ray Bentley bowling over people. It was that group of guys who Jack Brown was a rookie linebacker back then, and he won the title. It was amazing, and it's been a long ride. It's been a long ride with some very good teams, some not so good teams, but to finally win it again, it just means everything. And not only for me, because I do want to win it for me also, of course. I put a lot of work into this. We put a lot of work into this, but it's for the group of guys who have been here with us for so long, and sticking it out. I put it on the general chat. I'm going to paraphrase here, but I said, this is not about me. This is about the group of people who stuck through an absolutely horrible 3-9 season and said, we believe in you and we are not going anywhere. So doing that for them and seeing materialize by beating such a strong Canton team, it's just an unbelievable ride and an unbelievable roller coaster and just adventure over the last 13 months from that point, which was our lowest point in team history, staring at 0-7 right in the face. Actually, staring at 0-8 right in the face, because that one win, the first win in that season, came in overtime on a kickoff return for a touchdown. And to today, in which we feel that we could have won every game. It's just unbelievable. And that was just unbelievable. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to every single one here in this call, and also, in the locker room who may be watching this on replay. Ray Bentley, Jacob Morrison, as Mike said, we have people from all walks of life. Cale Barrett from Argentina. We have Jacob Morrison and Gerard Brody from Australia. I'm here in Mexico. We have, Liam Ryan as well. Sorry. Yeah, Liam Ryan, Gerard Brody, Jacob Morrison, all from Australia. We've had people in the past from Japan, as well. Jake Calvin Kim. That's before anybody's time, pretty much. But collecting this group of people from all walks of life and all different fandoms. We like to poke fun. Or not we. Mike likes to poke fun at Jason Bartley when his Jets lose, and then Jason replies back. But man, it's awesome to see. And just last thing, going to Jason Bartley, a guy who's been with us for 9 seasons. He's never been an all-star wide receiver. He's never been considered for Offensive Player of the Year or MVP or nothing like that. He's never been that. But we've known for years that Jason Bartley, when he first came in, he was the number 4 wide receiver in our squad. And he has progressed into being our number 1 wide receiver, at least in the depth chart, because Mike likes to spread the ball around to everybody, of course. But to be that guy and to be the hero of the championship game, I feel so good for him, because he's been one of the guys who've been, maybe unsung because he doesn't talk much. He's not in the general chat or anything, but he's been very supportive for 9 seasons now, and to also get it for him and have a game like he had is just unbelievable. Viva River, carajo.
I'll tell you what. The universe will place you where you need to be at the right moment for whatever it is you need to accomplish. And this was, Mexico City Aztecs' season to do that. with the group of people that you have. I think that in a way it was perfect. It was a perfect situation. It was a perfect storm. And I'm glad to see you guys reap the benefits. I've always had a special love for you guys. There are certain teams. I mean, I do like, I root for everybody. Community ambassador, hey, hope everybody wins. But it is certain teams that I really do feel like are kind of like big brothers, so to speak. And I felt like that would be, especially with some of the personal conversations that I've had with some of you. It does feel like that. Like I just watched my big brother win the championship. So for me, it was special. And congratulations. If it wasn't gonna be us,
Thank
I'm
you.
glad it was you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, and the feeling is mutual because like me and Nettie go way back. I'm talking about way back, even before the SFL. When we played in the Casual Adult Gamers League, it was myself, it was Mighty, it was T-Pad, it was TJ. Those guys who've been, we've known each other for 10 years now, 11 years now, almost, I think. So yeah, right about 11 years. So, still talking to Eddie and just finally getting to meet him and you and everybody else at the convention next year is going to be very special.
Yes, I got the biggest hug for you ever.
Likewise. Thank you.
Well, y'all, thank you so much for spending this moment with me, for making time for me. It was like a pleasure to have all of you here. Please don't be a stranger. If you guys want to just come back, you got something special you want to announce, you got something special going on in your life, or if you just want to just come back and just, chill with me with the upcoming episodes that I have with D&D and other things I'm going to be doing, come back. I'd love to have you. Okay.
Sounds great. Thanks very much.
See ya.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome. Y'all have a good night. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening.
Right.
Anytime, baby. Anytime. Joey, I actually think you're probably one of the people that's been on the show the most.
Probably so. I know I've been here a few times and always an absolute treat. So I appreciate you.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
And thanks for giving us this space, man. Thanks for giving us this space just to enjoy it all together and just have a conversation with you, because it's a very special moment that I'm sure none of us will ever forget.
Awesome. I'm glad to be able to facilitate that, especially, and I think it's good when the owners and coaches can actually talk and see their team and be able to tell them how they feel about them, and then they'd be able to kind of interact and reciprocate that. I think
for sure. On that note, do you see that Jordan Sipe just fumbled his camera? I'm just saying. I got fumble concerns now. We're gonna have to work on that. Hold on the ball rating. He's fumbled his camera.
If you didn't have fumble concerns after that championship game, then I don't know what's wrong with your eyeballs, because I was scared.
And Tritz has been holding his phone for the past 2 hours. He hasn't fumbled it.
Well, no. So wait. So I was trying to look where Ashley is seeing the chat at, because she's like responding to people. I was like, "Where's this chat?" So I saw a button that I could press to see chat. Couldn't see it. Tried to put my phone down. New phone. It's slippery. Just leave me alone.
I gotta take off, everybody. I'll catch everybody later.
See you.
Thanks.
Good seeing
Thanks,
everybody.
John.
Yeah,
Thank you. But everybody, again, thank you again for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I typically do these shows at the end of the season for the championship winners. So you kind of get a chance to get to know them as a team and get to know the individuals. And I was glad to be able to bring you guys together tonight. Please leave all of your goodbye messages in the chat. I'll be happy to run them across the screen. All of your congratulations to Mexico City. If you're still in the chat, I would love to be able to do that. But looking forward to bringing you another great podcast next week, y'all. But until then, y'all stay safe, treat each other well. Whew. So for KL, Max, Ramos, Jordan, Dan, Mama Daggs, Papa Daggs, Baby Daggs, and for Striker. We are out. Y'all have a good evening, and I'm going to play you out with something nice. Jen, I think it fits this moment very well. Y'all have a good night.
Well, it's